Okay guys, today we're gonna do a Mark III versus Select-Fire Woozi video. We chose these two blasters because they have similar function as far as the Mark III having a Select-Fire option, and they're both readily available. The Select-Fire Woozi was the closest thing to the Mark III that we have. The FDL is no longer being made, as you may know, and so the Select-Fire Woozi is really the only Select-Fire option that is readily available without building your own. So that being said, we're gonna put these through some paces and have some fun along the way. So one difference between the Mark III and the Woozi is their performance. The Mark III gets about 130 FPS out of the box. However, you can put a 3S LiPo in it and gets it up to 140, about 150. The Woozi, however, has a single or dual stage option. The single stage gets about 130 and the dual stage gets about 165. So you get a little bit more power out of your Woozi than you do the Mark III. This is the Mark III firing at that green-orange man-looking target from 35 feet on full auto. So it was pretty good. It shot kind of high to the right, maybe a 2-3 foot grouping. Here's the Woozi on full auto, same target, same darts, with one worker one thrown in. Yeah, so it's actually, yeah, the tiger grouping there. So yeah, I'd say this is more accurate at this range with these darts almost setting. For the aesthetics portion, the Woozi has a kind of Mk3 Uzi kind of feel, and it's got a cool top rail and it's a compact platform which looks pretty sick. The Mark III has a sci-fi rifle-esque look to it. It's designed to be more of a primary weapon, I'd say, definitely too big to be a secondary. The Woozi can be run as both. So as for aesthetics, it kind of comes down to personal preference, but you can choose your colors, and the Woozi Mk3 look I think is pretty sweet, and it can actually stand up, which is kind of cool. So aesthetics, I'd give it to the Woozi if we're going to compare them. Another difference between the Mark III and the Woozi is customizability. On the Mark III, it's obviously designed to be ready to go out of the box. You can adjust the stock with this removable stock, so you have that option. And there are some aftermarket parts you can use to modify your Mark III. However, just for what you get with the Mark III, this is what you get. However, the Woozi, you can, like I said earlier, have the single stage or dual stage option. You can change your color, you can choose your rate of fire, and if you want the select fire option, you can have the single burst or full auto. The Woozi can take Talon Mags. That's about it. You can have different stock options as well, and you have some Picatinny that can have attachments. Now the Mark III has more Picatinny for more customizability. It can take full length or half length darts, so that is a plus for the modularity and customizability of the Mark III. But overall, you get more options out of the Woozi. The Mark III has a select or full auto fire option, or a semi or full auto, so you get two options there. With the Woozi, if you do get a select fire board for your Woozi, you have three options, so a little bit more customizability there, and you can choose your colors. And so it's got a bit more customizability with the Woozi. The Mark III is injection molded, so it is what you get. It is pretty durable. It is injection molded plastic. Not much to say about that. The Woozi in durability is less durable. It is 3D printed. I wouldn't recommend dropping it or throwing it. And it is possible to burn out the motors if you get a jam dart. So overall in durability, the Mark III is more durable. I think we're gonna shoot some fancy red solo cups. And for the price, the Mark III for your semi-auto or full auto, full length or half length magazine, AA or 3S LiPo flywheeler is $130. The Woozi base price is $250. That is a single stage, non-select fire, full auto, high rate of fire blaster. However, you can get a hardware kit for $65 or a do-it-yourself kit for $120. And so if you want a single stage kind of baseline entry level 3D printed platform, it is cheaper. However, as soon as you go to adding a select fire board for adding costs on top of that, or a dual stage, it increases the price as well. The cheapest you can get is Woozi for $120, and then you've got the Mark III for $130. And then if you wanted to do a dual stage, it would go up to about 90, and then select fire would be about 140, give or take. It gets pretty pricey with the Woozi, but you can build it yourself, print it yourself, more customizability, and you can have single stage or dual stage, and you can actually use a 2S or 3S lipo as well, so you got a lot of options there. In general, I'd say I'd probably choose the Woozi over the Mark III if I have a little bit more budget to spend. I think that shooting the Woozi is way more fun than the Mark III, so overall fun factor and power, performance, and hands-on factor, the Woozi has it, hands down. So unless you're limited to, $130 and that's your max cap, I'd go for the Woozi.